When you're thinking about whether a story is newsworthy or not, there are particular criteria that will help you to determine the value of a particular story on an audience. So let's go ahead and think about the audience as a part of the newsworthiness question. You need to know who your audience is, not only their age, but their interests, their location, all of those things would be factors. So as specific as you can be to who your audience is, that's going to be really helpful to you in answering the questions that the newsworthiness tests will apply to the stories. So if you want to have a basic understanding of the types of questions that you will be thinking about when you're applying the newsworthiness question to a story, you can start with those basic question words that you used a long time ago. Who, what, where, when, why, how. Those question words can now be evolved, upgraded to some more specific academic sounding words that will have to do with newsworthiness. So from elementary school, where you had those basic who, what, where, when, why, how, we're now going to bring some additional vocabulary into considering various elements of a news story. So if it's about a person, it's a prominence question of whether an individual is significant to the particular group. So prominence would be the word we would use about the story if we're thinking about the who question. For the what question, you can think about importance, but also human interest. So it can be hard news, something that's very important happening, but also soft news, which may just be human interest, something that your audience might just say what to. They want to know more, what happened. When is the next question, and for when, we're going to now use the word timeliness. The story may be important today because it's happening today, but that very same thing is not something that people are going to want to know about tomorrow. The where question we'll now think about as proximity. How close you are to the story would be your proximity to it. And then for the why question, you're really thinking about the meaning. Sometimes these stories are ongoing. They can be exposés. You see something and you want to keep following it because there may be a significance or a meaning down the road. And in terms of significance, sometimes you have to actually sell that back to your audience. So you need to be able to connect it to your audience in a way that will prove to them that this is a story that they need to know about. So the first questions are really driven by the audience. Is this a prominent individual to the audience, or does this individual have impact on the audience? The importance question or human interest is the audience wanting to know more about it. Is it a timely story? Is it happening soon, or is it imminent? And then the proximity to the audience. Is this close to the audience? Is this something that's affecting them? And then the meaning that the story has, but also the significance the story has in terms of impact on your audience. So those are our questions of newsworthiness that you need to think about when you are considering how to evaluate a story, but also how to write a story. And that'll be our next topic.